Hey guys, Bobby here for the GM table. And with The Mandalorian Season 1 getting its finale this week, I thought I'd do something I never do, which is make a build video.
Stop touching things.
So today we're doing the 5th edition. Later this week, we're going to be doing the Savage Worlds version. We're doing The Mandalorian from The Mandalorian for D&D 5th edition. I'm mainly doing this to do it for first level, and then you can build. I'm then going to have a couple suggestions for taking it all the way up to 10th. Once you're past 10th level, just have some fun with it. Anyways, how are we doing this? Well, first, we got to worry about our race. And honestly, I'm going with Variant Human to get that feat. But I'm not doing like Heavy Armor Master or Crossbow Expert or any of that. We're taking Magic Initiate and we're reflavoring it to get some of the Mandalorian's gadgets. So we get 2 cantrips, 1 first level spell. First level spell, pretty obvious. We're taking Burning Hands, and this is going to be the Mandalorian's Flamethrower. Honestly, I was going to originally go Artificer and all of this. We're not going into that. First of all, some of the Artificer's abilities don't really mesh with what the Mandalorian does. And second of all, Artificers don't get Burning Hands, and we need that Flamethrower. He loves that Flamethrower. The 2 cantrips, we're not taking combat cantrips. We're taking Message to simulate his radio and comms, and we're taking Mending, which, while he doesn't have a magical power to repair stuff, this is a quick and easy way to convey him repairing his own equipment. If we did that, where are we taking for our class? It's pretty obvious. We're going fighter. The Mandalorian is a fighter. At 3rd level, I would say take Battle Master. Initially, I thought about taking Champion. They're just quick, dirty, to the point, but the Mandalorian has so many tricks up their sleeve. I think Battle Master is perfect. Now, before we get into like the gear and all of that stuff, we got to worry about the background. This is the one place I'm going a little custom. I made a custom background called Mandalorian. Honestly, I just tweaked and finessed the soldier background. So the skills you get with the Mandalorian background is athletics and survival. The tools you get are vehicles, space. Yes, the Mandalorian rides speeder bikes and all that stuff. But between the Mandalorian and Boba Fett, Mandalorians always seem to have a really freaking cool spaceship. And I think just vehicles, space works here. If you really hate it, change it back to vehicles, land. And then the other was, this is technically an upgrade. I got rid of the gaming set and gave him Thieves' Tools. And this is mainly because in the new season of The Mandalorian, he takes a freaking droid's arm with the input jack and manually hacks open a door. Dude has ranks in Thieves' Tools. For their background equipment, because this isn't gear we're picking, background equipment, they only get one thing. It's a very important thing. A Mandalorian helmet. Because a Mandalorian could have no freaking armor on them and they're still going to have that helmet. So no matter what class you take, if you want to go a Mandalorian rogue or a Mandalorian cleric, you're still going to have that helmet and you're still going to feel like you're a Mandalorian to me. Finally, we have the feature. I gave them Mandalorian reputation. It is literally just military rank, but instead of them having a rank in the military, they're a Mandalorian and they have the reputation of a Mandalorian. It really effectively does basically the same thing. As a fighter, you're going to get 2 more skills, I would say, intimidation and perception. Simple. Attributes, I'm not going to say the Mandalorian has this attribute number in Dex and this attribute number in Strength. First of all, you might be in a game that rolls stats. Second of all, comparing whether he has an 18 or 17 and all of that is the main reason I don't normally do build videos. So instead, I'm going to say what I think his top 3 attributes are in order. His number 1 attribute is Dex. This is for Dex saves. This is for to keep his AC high, even if he doesn't have really good armor on. And all the weapons I ended up figuring made sense for him are finesse, so we might as well double down on Dex. His second main attribute is actually wisdom. Mandalorians are hunters and warriors. You need that really good survival. You need that really good perception. do wisdom. It just makes sense. It also gives them really good wisdom saves, which wisdom and charisma saves are how you keep from things like mind control. And Mandalorians are supposed to be really stoic and hard to sway. So wisdom just makes sense. Third, finally, give them a good con. These guys are going to get into a fight. All right, the last thing we need for level 1 is gear. Now, at level 1, you won't likely have plate mail. This is probably your goal. Think of plate mail as your Mandalorian armor you need to get. If you have a really cool GM, maybe it's you get quests to get bits of the Bespin steel, which is the crafting materials for a smith to make your plate mail, aka Mandalorian armor. But until then, you take the chainmail. We're also using just the core ones. I'm not going to be saying laser gun or laser sword or vibra sword or any of those. They are in the DMG, but with this, you can either reflavor those to fit your game, or you just have a D&D equivalent of a Mandalorian, which is also cool. So take the chainmail. You then get 2 Marshal Weapons. This is where it gets interesting. I went with a short sword because it's still finesse. It does a good bit of damage. Mandalorian technically has a vibra dagger, but dagger's not a martial weapon. And while I would actually be okay with downgrading, it's got to be a martial weapon. So go with the short sword. That's just a really deadly dagger. And then the other one is a whip. Okay? The Mandalorian has that awesome tether where he goes, he trips people, he lassos people, he pulls people in. It's just a freaking whip built into his gauntlet. That's all it needs to be mechanically. So give him a short sword and a whip. Boom, you're done. The rest, you take standard stuff. You take the light crossbow. Again, if you're in a game that's reflavoring things, this is now a blaster, but you got the light crossbow if it's not a sci-fi game. All right, we're done with level 1. Things really don't need to make choices till level 3, which is where it really kicks in. Let's be honest, for most D&D characters, it's up to level 3 where when you're going, oh, the character's actually done because you got to pick your subclass. Like I said, Battle Master. Now, there is a bunch of maneuvers in the Battle Master that are perfect for this. But for me, the 3 I think make the most sense to go first are Disarming Attack, Menacing Attack, and Trip Attack. Whip plus Trip Attack is basically what the Mandalorian keeps doing with his tether. We're done. We're done at level 3 now. Now, this is where we kind of quick jump the rest of your levels. And these can be taken in any order, but we're going to cover the feats you get and the other maneuvers you get, because those are really the only other options. No, I'm not multi-classing. No, I'm not taking levels in Rogue. First of all, I think a build, just stick with one class. Yeah, if you allow multi-classing, things get really easy. In fact, you can do anything. There's no real challenge, and you don't figure out what class best mimics a character. Sometimes this is impossible. I'll admit that, but for this, it's not. All right, so at level 4, you get another feat. I would say take Alert first. Level 6, I have Observant. Swap them. They're both really good to me. And at level 8, you take Sentinel. Also, you could take that at level 4. Sentinel's just really good for being a bounty hunter and being a hunter that doesn't let its prey get away. Alert and Observant are really good initiative, really good passive perception. Both really good for the Mandalorian. Your maneuvers, you're going to get 2 maneuvers at level 7 and level 10. Again, these can be taken kind of in any order, but this is just the order I felt the most natural with the character. So at level 7, you take Parry to reduce damage and Precise Attack, which just makes so much sense. It was on my short list for level 3, but these others just felt better. Then at level 10, and honestly, we're starting to run out of maneuvers that I think really fit, because a lot of these are like help allies and give allies. Mandalorian works alone. Even in the series, he's getting allies, but most of what he does is alone.
Who's he tracking?
The kid.
At level 10, Evasive Footwork, just a really good maneuver to keep your AC up. And Repose. It's another solid option. And at that point, you have your first 10 levels of playing The Mandalorian in 5th edition. Again, I don't normally do build videos, but with the season finale coming, this felt really fun. I might try and do these, but they're going to be in my style where I'm not saying the definitive way. I'm going to try and not give hard numbers, just the feel, the mood, and how to mimic things by reflavoring mechanics. Anyways, later this week is me doing this exact same thing in Savage Worlds, because I also do Savage Worlds content. But other than that, I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, if you enjoy our content, check out our live games on Twitch, or you can get early access to videos and exclusive GM material on our Patreon. Links to both and more are in the video description below.